Hey, Shalom, I want to start off as always by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the belongs to GMS and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, while sincerity. This is just on, what you call it, I can't share the video, rather I won't share the video, only because, they basically, less the scoffers get the video and then, it carries on even more. But, because the title has some revealing information in it, right? So I'd rather not share the video, but basically in the video, they, make mention about how, you can deal with prosies and that, which just ain't true, right? One of the points they made is basically, another man's been in there, so you then ask them more about the women you deal with on a regular basis, right? Now, this is just getting it according to the law. Rather just getting you examples where men in the scriptures have done that. Ain't nothing wicked about it. But yeah, let me get into the scriptures to them. It's Genesis 38:12. Right, so it's, and in the process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died, and Judah was comforted and went up to the sheep shearers to Timnath, he and his friend Herod, the Adulamite, right? So, basically, what do you call it? That Judah, lost a child, man. He needed to comfort him, so he just went, went went out on the boozer with the lads. He went out and said, look, man, let's go to Timnath, and goes on saying it was told Tamar. Right now, Tamar was the what do you call it? The wife that Judah had got for his son. Then basically he was wicked and got put to death, and then Onan, basically Israelite custom is such that you give seed to your if your dead brother never got child, basically you have to you as a brother have to then give your brother's seed through that woman, right? So but he basically was like, fuck this shit, he popped it, but he was like, fuck this shit, I ain't going nothing. And he basically he did not, and he basically pulled out, which basically meant he was just fucking her for the pleasure of it, right? Whereas the aim is to basically give, like I said, give his brother seed, right? And it says so basically Onan got put to death, which is why he got put to death. Basically, it's not saying you can't use a condom, but these women out here walking STD factories. But if you don't want to use them, that's on you. You just got to deal with the consequences. If you do want to use them, that's on you. You got to deal with those consequences and lack of pleasure. Right, so it's a lose-lose situation either way. Right, it says we carry on. It says, and she put her widow's garment off from her. Right, it says, and covered her hair with a veil, and wrapped herself and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given him unto wife. So basically, Judah promised a third child, but he was like, look, man, basically he's trying to say, man, each time my son deals with this woman, man, he ends up dropping dead, man. I ain't trying to arrest my third son now. Right, so she was basically like, my man's fuck with me, cool. Right. So then she goes on to say, when Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot because she had covered her face. Right, it says, because what you're seeing here is that, a widow had certain garments, a harlot had certain garments, whereas nowadays all these women just dress as harlots. Right, I saw this the tweet a while ago, it was a meme basically saying, giving you a picture of how harlots were depicted in like the 80s, 90s in TV, and how teenage girls were dressed in in the 2000s, right? 2010, whatever, what have you, and basically showing that the children were dressed worse than the harlots were depicted, way back when, right? So we carry on. It says, and he turned unto her by the way and said, go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, what wilt thou give me that thou mayest come in unto me? Right? It says, and he said, I'll send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? And so basically he then goes and deals with her, this and the other, and that was perfectly lawful. Right? He even goes on to say, right? Verse 21 says, then he asked the men of the place, saying, where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? And he said, there was no harlot in this place. So he was just going like, yo, where is this? Where is this chick? You know, it weren't no underground thing. It weren't no this, that, and the other, right? But basically, he was dealing with her, and there was nothing wrong with that, right? Then you get Hosea, right? It says Hosea 1 and 2 says, the beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea, and the Lord said to Hosea, go take thee a wife of whoredoms, and the children of whoredoms, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord. Right, so once again, I mean, that's playing into the point. You know, what may not be so plain is, you know, is the last bit, the land hath committed great whoredoms apart from the Lord. Right, so we get Jeremiah 3 and 1. It says, if they say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he not return unto her again? Shall not the land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again unto me. Those you know, are many lovers of these other gods. Why Israel has, you know, spiritually been whoring after, you know, after these other gods, which is why, you know, it says there, you know, basically this is why it's there to represent Israel, right, and the state that we're in, right. Yeah, and then you know, it carries on 6, 7, 8, but you know, I'll just I might as well go. It says, the Lord said also unto me in those days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which a backsliding Israel hath done? She is gone up upon every high mountain, under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw, when for all these curses whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce, yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. Well, basically showing you that the all of Israel basically going to these other gods and playing with harlots, right? Just as an explanation of why this in this instance, what this represented as well, right? Just to give a thorough breakdown of what's going on, right? This is Isaiah 1 and 21. It says, how is this faithful city become an harlot? It was full of judgment, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers, right? It's basically once again reiterating the same point, right? Then you also got what do you call it? Judges 11 and 1 says, now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of the law, and he was the son of a harlot, and Gilead begat Jephthah. Right? You know, just giving you another example. You've got Judges 16, right? It says, then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot and went in unto her. Alright, so he was dealing with her and there was nothing wrong with that. Right? This is Matthew 21 and 31. It says, whereof them twain did the will of his father, they said unto him the first. It's like, wherefore of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him the first. Yahweh saith unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of the Most High before you. Right? So they're saying that these harlots are going to go into the kingdom, you know, and to be fair, before a lot of the women out there. Right? Because, bro, you know, these women are hella proud. And what does the Lord hate? Pride. Right? But yeah, I just wanted to cover that real quick. You know, when you see guys going off, you're supposed to tackle it, man. Right? Like I said, I can't really share the video, you know, because they, you know, it's not, it ain't, you know, it ain't useful to share it. But yeah, like I said, just wanted to cover that real quick. Say Shalom.